Agriculture is not looked upon by society as a whole as a driving factor of our economy, of our society. Even though 60% people are involved in agriculture, 67% are in rural areas, but they are seen as marginal to society. So for them to become the centerpiece, people in agriculture, they have to come out with a wider plan.
Organizations like Fields of View, Socrates, Bharat Krishik Samaj, Asha, we all got together and we decided to convene a workshop where people with different ideologies, different mindsets and lots of disagreements could come together and find common ground on how to improve livelihoods of the majority of Indian population which is dependent on agriculture. And that's how the idea of this workshop came up.
The different toolkits that are required to solve any problem, to create that collective wisdom, exist in the world. They just need to be midwifed. Everything in this workshop is designed around that idea.
To begin with, we were told that it helps to have a small set of people and not a large crowd. So we limited the number of participants to 20.
I think so most important issue in policy deliberations in India is that people who do not agree with each other normally don't meet with each other. And so this workshop not only bridges that gap of getting people who would be disagreeing on many issues to come and sit and talk about it in an atmosphere where good decisions could come out, where all issues could be deliberated. The process that was employed by Socrates and Fields of View was a very nice process, and it helped achieve most of our objectives.
It was a very important workshop because it brought people from diverse backgrounds for a 4-day long session in which one could communicate freely without fear of being misquoted. There were people from government, people from civil society, people representing think tank of RSS and left of the center think tanks.
The profile of the different participants was extremely rich. Everybody was committed to improving a lot of the Indian farmers and simultaneously practice an agriculture which is sustainable. Everybody was riveted around the way to come around and achieve an alignment. And the word alignment, for the first time I heard that there can be differences of opinion and there is no necessity to prove a point or to convert your other opponent or even agree on a particular thing, but to align the thought. That means it sets the direction. The pace of change can vary, and I think over these 3 days that I was here, but I could see that particular spirit among everybody, and that spirit was infused thanks to the organizers.
Oh, the structure like this helps break barriers, helps take people to other points of view in a manner which is not confrontational but more cooperative, constructive. And that's why these kinds of settings, these kinds of, even physical arrangements and exercises can play a very important role in helping evolve some better understanding, increase empathy about different points of view. And that's really, I think, what the purpose of the whole workshop is.
Standard formats, for example, allow lots of space for people to present their views. But in a workshop like this, what becomes critical is how do you get people to engage with each other? And that's where we bring in games, because they create that safe space. They allow for each of us to experiment, each of us then to also understand why the other person's perspective is important.
Some of the games were interesting because they brought our attention to some of the things we tend to ignore. Even if they did not give us an answer, it left us with some questions on budget making, for example. It forced us to think hard about it.
Discussing what should be the decent living level of income for a farmer to make a dignified living. Then how to achieve that, what are different ways for that. Then who can be categorized as farmers, discussing various aspects, how that income can be achieved. So all those aspects, definitely I feel it's a good attempt.
Many of these activities were fun. I would say the last one where we take a step to show our agreement or disagreement on a particular issue. It gave me a fine understanding of where we stand on each of these issues at the end of it.
It was a very interesting space where we could slowly but steadily in a structured way. It didn't seem like it was a structured way of making people open up and discuss issues, but confrontations did elicit some changes on both sides.
The process itself has been such that the participants, out of the co-creation process, have a greater sense of ownership on what has come out as an output. And that ownership guarantees outcomes of what do you want to do with something that you have created along with others.
One critical aspect which emerged from this workshop is ensuring that the farmers get gradual control over the value chain. This particular proposal has impressed me. I'm really looking forward to, you can say, working in that direction with the person who has proposed, Mr. Prashant Mehra from Mindtree.
I'm going back with lots and lots of lessons. I've seen both where there are certain strong biases, which one needs to work around. We've seen where gaps are there, which clearly came out when everybody unanimously agreed that we'll work on those gaps. And we've seen alignments.
I could actually come in and talk with people who said that growing productivity just may not be the answer for solutions on Indian farms. And for one, if I were not here, I would have never even given it a second thought.
I go back with the greater sensitivity to the question of environment, and that issues of sustainability and productivity need not be pitted against one another.
The problem with agriculture is that any problem, be it farmers' income or say productivity, many of these issues are very closely linked to one another. Even policymakers, bureaucrats, and even farmer organizations have an incomplete understanding. So I think we'll all go back with a better understanding of the spread of the issues and the complexity of the problem.
As our thinking changes, our actions also change. Actions come from thought. So if everybody's thought processes get widened, then the actions will also change. So this kind of thing would help me to understand things better.
Socrates was the famous Greek philosopher who claimed that he didn't know anything, but he was the midwife of wisdom. So meaning that by talking to him, wisdom arose in the person that he was talking to. So Socrates, the idea is that the problems of the world now are very, very complex, very wicked. They cannot be solved by individuals. They can only be addressed by collectives. And so there's a need for collective wisdom. We see ourselves as in 3 stages. So there's the space, like a wicked sprint, like what we have done. If you string a bunch of them and intersperse them with other activities, so it could be prototyping interventions, it could be data collection, we call that a flow. Our goal is that through that kind of more continuous engagement, we become a hub for insights on this particular topic, obviously working with partners.
So in a few years' time, we hope to have done a lot of spaces, created flows on 3 or 4 important topics, and would have captured those learnings and so on for other people to use. Sort of an academy, if you like. Be able to offer some courses. That's the direction for Socrates.